Hey guys, today we have Alexa from Verblio. Alexa just joined us for an awesome content marketing workshop where we talked about the power of combining your written content strategy with your video content to really take things to the next level. It was really awesome. We had her today as part of our HubSpot Sarasota user group, and now we're gonna just sit down and kind of give you guys the same version of that, going through the different aspects of a content strategy, you know, how you can break down that content strategy to be more effective over time, and then of course adding in video, because here at Nextiny that's our favorite thing to talk about. So Alexa, one thing that you mentioned is kind of finding your why when you're talking about your content strategy. Can you go into a little bit more detail on that to tell our viewers kind of what they need to do and what their core message needs to be when they're considering a content strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. So I talk about the bullseye method of starting with your why and then building out to your how and your what. And a lot of people make the mistake of starting with their how and their what when they're writing content. And the why is just so much more powerful because it connects with the reader on that emotional level. It answers, okay, why is this relevant? Why should I be reading this piece of content? And you have to think of it almost like a mission statement. So that actually makes the what and how more powerful because you have already created this connection and you're not relying so much on the analytical side of the brain, especially the what, which is kind of that outer circle. The what especially can feel a little bit salesy if you're really diving into, okay, what are we offering you? So always better to start with why as sort of your absolute bullseye, that, you know, guiding light.
Okay, and that why is kind of, in theory, what maybe is going to be drawing people into the content anyway. It's a why or potentially a question that they're having that this piece of content is going to solve for.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
And then moving on from there, you talked about an interesting outline strategy of really getting in like what you called the golden nuggets of your content. So again, if you could give us more details on that and how, once you've established that why, what those nuggets are, how you structure those to have an effective piece of content.
Yeah, absolutely. So I refer to this step as mining for gold, and I personally hate outlining, so this is almost like my outline phase, where once I have answered my why, I know why this piece of content should exist for my readers and what it is they'll be looking for. I pull forth those golden nuggets that are sort of my takeaways, and I'll bullet them out for myself. And they will just sort of guide the structure of the content. Those will be the main takeaways, essentially. So a lot of people will refer to it as takeaways, but I like gold nuggets because I like to think that, you know, if they're concise and catchy and they've been intentionally kind of built out, they will have that much more meaning and value for the readers because they will be able to sort of have that recall of, oh yeah, there was that one thing that I really took away because it was so obviously pulled forward.
Sure, no, that makes sense. And again, portraying that value, you don't want it just getting lost in the text. So then you also mentioned how you can pull that into your structuring as well and make sure that when someone gets to that blog, they're really seeing those value props stand out so that they're seeing them easily and quickly so they can get that value as soon as possible.
Yeah, and some of the ways that I talked about doing that would be kind of throwing in a table of contents at the top of a very long blog post to really kind of get into the nitty-gritty and where the piece might be most effective for certain readers if you're dealing with massive audiences. You could also do, you know, use your H2s obviously to really answer those questions and follow kind of the line of searcher intent. So really following your reader's kind of emotional journey of, okay, we know the why, we know why they were searching for this, but then let's lead them further down the rabbit hole. After we've answered that, what comes next? What continues to keep this relevant for them?
Sure. And then the next step in that is adding in our absolute favorite piece of content, which is video. You've got your why, which is the value for your site visitors and your ideal customer base. You've got your golden nuggets that are going to break that piece down into the valuable takeaways that they need to get. And then you want to add in your engaging content, which is the video side of things.
Yeah, so I said this in the workshop as well, but visual content is so important because something like 65% of people are visual learners, but then on top of that, everybody is stimulated by visual and audio content, and that's what we've seen consistently. People are just engaging so much more with video content. There's like 88% more time spent on pages with videos. So the idea of using video to continue to propel your content forward, maybe by making a video that just contains the same nuggets that are in the full piece, but just making it super digestible, 30 seconds of time rather than sitting there for 10 minutes reading a 2,000 word article. That is an excellent way to kind of continue that engagement. And if people are inspired to read more because the video you included sparked their interest, then that is a great way to make your website's kind of bounce rate go down and your engagement go up, and that's all stuff we love.
Absolutely. And I think people think about video and they get kind of scared and confused and think, okay, well, yeah, I've got blogging down, I've got this content creation down, but now I have to create video too. How do I do that? And what's great is I think video has become easier than ever. That's clear through what you guys offer at Verblio as part of your platform with having that video component now, and the fact that there are free resources out there that allow you to create video yourself at a much lower cost and lower workload too. But you can also use your content strategy of creating your why and creating your nuggets, which are those key points you want to hit home when you're creating that video too. So if you've already got the content stuff down, it's not like you're starting over with video. You're creating a summary, you're repurposing the work that you've already done into a more bite-sized and engaging piece.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what our entire Verblio vid product is really based around, is this idea that okay, you've got a blog with like 35 pages of the last 10 years worth of blogs that you've written.
Yeah.
There's still value in that. You still want to share that with your readers, but you can refresh it, you can revamp it. And one way to do that is adding that multimedia layer that signals to Google, hey, this is a fresh piece of content. Look at all this super modern marketing that we're doing. It'll engage the readers a lot more. Sharing potential is that much higher just because there's a video on it. And then of course you can grab that video and share it on social media channels. So just take the video outside of the blog, put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, see what it does there.
Yeah, add it to website pages, add it to email campaigns. There's definitely a lot that you can do with video, and that's why we also at Nextiny have the same fundamental idea of repurposing your content strategy, whether it be one that you're currently working on or one from the past, and creating video content from that. Some of our clients that have been with us, 8 years, 5 years, that we've been blogging for years and years and years, our first initiative in their video strategy was going back, reviewing the data that we have from HubSpot, seeing what those top 5 blogs were all time, and creating a video. Because just for the reasons you've said, we know that if people are already going to that page, finding it to be valuable content, if we add a video on there, increase time on site, decrease bounce rate, all of that, it's only going to grow from there.
Yeah, we're just loving video, and I love hearing it from you guys too, because I think the next step for us is that we want to continue partnering with agencies that are truly using video to its potential, because our idea was, we saw that video was going to be part of digital marketing.
Yeah.
So we acquired Automagical, and our idea was, let's propel the future evolution of content marketing by making a video product that is easily accessible, breaks down the cost barriers of entry. But now we're really kind of waiting for that feedback to come in from agencies like you guys, who are like really, boots on the ground in the nitty-gritty and seeing, okay, how is this working for our customers? Where are we seeing the most engagement? And that is all stuff that we're collecting, we're gathering all this information, and next year we're really hoping to kind of double down on those partnerships with agencies to find out what is the marketplace looking for, what is the most engaging, what can we do to continue to better this product and make it as powerful as we think video can be.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, we'd love to be part of that feedback process and love to continue exploring the tool, working together. So we're also looking forward to getting into video, being more intentional, being more data-driven in 2020, because I think on both sides, we have so much more room to learn as we continue to create this video, work on things over time, and then of course go back and review the data, get the feedback, and continue to grow from there.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Alexa. It was great having you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye, guys.
Bye.